So, how much money do you really need to start investing in property here in the UK? I'm talking about buy-to-let, specifically tenanted properties, priced between £80,000 and £160,000. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the real costs: the deposit, stamp duty, associated fees, your monthly mortgage, and even a safety contingency buffer you should have in place. By the end, you'll know exactly what kind of cash you'll need before jumping in. Let's start with the big one, the deposit. Buy-to-let mortgages usually require a 25% deposit. That means if you're looking at a property for £80,000, you'll need about £20,000 in cash. If you're looking at a £160,000 property, you'll need closer to £40,000 deposit. Some lenders will go a little lower, but 25% is a safe rule of thumb. Now, let's look at stamp duty. For buy-to-lets, you pay a surcharge, which works out around 5 to 6% of the property price in this range. On an £80,000 property, that's roughly £4,000. On a £160,000 property, you're looking closer to £8,500 to £9,000. And remember, that's due within 14 days of completion, so you'll need to have those funds available. Quick reminder, before we go any further, if you're finding this breakdown useful, make sure you subscribe. Every week we put out videos to help you understand the UK property market, especially when it comes to investing in tenanted property. All right, back to the costs. On top of your deposit and stamp duty, you'll need to budget for all the associated fees. Your solicitor or conveyancer will usually charge around £1,000. A mortgage broker, if you use one, may charge a few £100s, although some work on a no-fee basis. A survey will be in the few £100s range, depending on how detailed you want it. And most buy-to-let mortgages also carry a lender's arrangement fee, often £1,000 to £2,000, which you can sometimes add to the loan. Altogether, it's sensible to expect a few £1,000s in associated fees. Then there's the safety contingency buffer. Even when you buy with a tenant already in place, you need money set aside for those unexpected costs. Boiler breakdowns, roof leaks, tenants moving on. A good rule of thumb is to hold at least 3 to 4 months' rent in reserve so you're never caught short. Now, let's talk about the monthly mortgage. Most investors choose interest only because it keeps the monthly payments lower. At today's rate, around 5%, borrowing £75,000 would cost you just over £300 a month. Borrowing £120,000 would be around £500 per month. Lenders also want to see that the rent is comfortably above that figure, usually at least 125% of the mortgage payment, which is why buying a tenanted property with a proven rental history gives you such an advantage. And that's the key. When you buy through let property, you're not starting from scratch. You begin with rental income from day one, no void period, and a tenant who's already paying. The property is compliant, the paperwork is in order, and that makes it the safest way for a first-time investor to get started. So, to summarise, you'll need 25% of the property price for your deposit, around 5 to 6% for stamp duty, a few thousand for associated fees, and a contingency buffer of a few months' rent in reserve. That's the real picture of how much cash you'll need up front. If you'd like to see which areas the best investment opportunities are in, check out my next video. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out our weekly property drop events.